Input function in Python is used to receive data from the console or the keyboard and assign it to a variable. Let's try. So in this way, we see that A is a prompt. That means it tells us what to enter, and the console or the interpreter is waiting for the value. So if we enter value 7, and if we say A, so A is 7. Notice here that A, although we entered an integer, the input function received it as a string. They need another step in order to convert or to change the type of the input value from string to the required type, integer in this case. So how can we do that? Simply just by adding the typecasting function or conversion function int. When we execute this line and we enter value of A and we check A, we notice now A is an integer value. If we check the type, A, as you see, it is from class integer. Similarly, we can input a float value, for example, x equals float input value of x. So actually any string can be added. We can, so x is 7.9. Now let's learn something new. For the previous exercises, we always used the shell and we entered the commands one by one. Now let's try to see how can we use the Python script. So the script file actually is a Python file which contains a whole program. So in order to start a script file, we just go to the file menu on idle and click on new file. So this is an empty file and without a title, so we can save. So we go to file and click on save, and we save it with a name. I'll choose the desktop to save it, and we call it program 1, for example. And let's try to write a small script. It's a input calculation output program. When we run the code, to run the code first we need to save the script. We click on Run Module from the menu Run on the idle interface, or just by pressing F5. So as you see here, the idle shell will be opened. Let's try 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which is equivalent to 10 degrees centigrade. Now we can have another run again. Notice that every time we press F5 or run the module, the idle shell will restart from the beginning. So it will clear all the previous memory and start from like scratch without any saved values except those in the current script. Now let's enter a new value for temperature, 70 degrees. Now you notice that we have a very long decimal part for the temperature. So now we'll try to see how can we format the print so we can control the number of decimal parts or any other things we want to do with the printed result.